Begins my little vacation here at the EPCOT Food and Wine Festival. We're here for the next couple days, and we will be enjoying many enjoyable foods. This is the 21st. My first we decided 21st year that Epcot has been doing this. 22nd? No, 21st, because last year was the 20th.
Not the first year I came.
First year. Oh, by the way, I am here with my lovely wife, Mrs. Tasel. Say hello, Mrs. Tasel.
Hi.
There'll be a lot of that. There's going to be a lot of sporadic streams as we go through. I'm not going to carry it around the entire time, only when we have the food and drinks. So here we're going to start off with two. Every single trip that we've come on, we've always sort of started with Scotland. And over at Scotland, we have a couple different things. We have our Tipsy Lard, which is this little thing over here.
It's already kind of eaten.
Yeah, already kind of eaten. I'll, in the replay of video on YouTube, I'll have the actual real pictures and stuff. But it is, I'll bring it up here, a whiskey-soaked cake with lemon cream and toasted oats. And we also have our Citrus Thistle featuring Hedrick's Gin. As you see, we have two of those because it's delicious, and that's what we always start with.
Grapefruit flavored. It has a grapefruit flavor as the juice to it, so.
Yeah, so it's gin. Mrs. Tasel is not a huge fan of gin.
Except for this.
Except for this. So that should give you an idea of the enjoyment. It's very light, very citrusy. Very, very nice. Enjoying it quite a bit. And then for the whiskey, because it's food and wine, it's not food and not alcohol. It is also quite enjoyable. Let me try this. Very fresh, very light. You get a little bit of texture from the oats, which is nice. And the lemon just sort of brightens the whole thing up, which is quite enjoyable. There was a couple other things that we didn't get over in Scotland. They have a fresh potato pancake. We have had that in the past. It's kind of hit or miss. Depends on how fresh it is. That comes with Scottish smoked salmon and herbed sour cream. There's also a lamb stew, as well as an ale that you can get. But this is primarily what we normally get. We also have picked up here Canada. We're actually going to be going to the Canadian restaurant, which is right behind me, right there, Le Cellier. Tomorrow night. So we are deciding to do some of the Canadian stuff here, so that way we can do that and enjoy that, and not have to worry about it eating tomorrow. So what we have here is three things. Forgot this little guy. So we have the beef fillet with truffle butter sauce. We have a cheddar cheese soup with a pretzel roll. That's actually a beer-based cheddar cheese soup. It's quite good. And then also a apple iced wine. There's a couple other things that they have there. They also have a Moosehead Lager, which is infused with grapefruit, grape, and lemon juice, as well as a red wine. Oh, bitter. You're going to be very, very hungry. So the ice wine, for those that haven't had it before, very, very sweet, very high in alcohol content. But because it's so sweet, you don't really get it all that much. Very, very good. The cheddar cheese soup, you would think, being that we're down in Florida, that something hot and thick and heavy like a cheddar cheese soup would not be a good idea. let's just say I get this every year. So that should give you an idea. It has very, very heavy cheese flavors, but it's not like heavy, if that makes any sense. Pretzel roll is pretty much what you'd expect a pretzel to be. Pretzel, very good for dipping. A good contrast for the stuff here. I'll let the Mrs. Tasel have some. I have to put this down. So, the filet mignon in the French butter sauce. Oh, it's a little more done than I like.
I honestly think they do that. I honestly think they do that just because they don't want to take the chance of people not liking rare meat. I've noticed that with everything.
No, so this you should medium rare. Medium rare is where you want it to be. But this is incredibly tender, so flavorful. The truffle oil isn't overpowering. You still taste, all the meat flavors and the infusion. Just buttery, rich flavor. Definitely recommend all of this. There's a reason why we start here.
Our two favorite booths. Definitely yes. Our two favorite booths.
Two favorite booths. Hawaii's close. And Belgium. And there's just a lot of them. There's like 30 plus booths here. Okay, so what do you think here? So Scotland, if you had to rate,
I always give it a 5. Always give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, 5 out of 5. I'm a little more stingy with my ratings, but I have to say this year the Tasel definitely easily a 4.5. Even if not a problem at all. This Tasel is, even if you're not a fan of alcohol, you don't taste it, which is very dangerous. Luckily, this is the size they give you. That's it.
It's strong though.
It's very strong.
It's very strong. They do a good pour.
Yeah, Disney does not cheapen out on their alcoholic pours here. So good. This, which I didn't actually. You left me some. That was nice. So I guess I get to finish this. Okay.
I gave you a bite before.
No, you didn't. There's no video proof of that.
He lies.
This is quite good. I give that a 3.75, 4. It is very sweet. Again, you don't taste, heavy. It's not a heavy alcohol flavor or anything like that.
It's also not a heavy dessert, which is nice. It's not a very heavy dessert. The cake is pretty light.
Yeah, it's quite light. Most of the stuff here isn't going to really weigh you down because you're going to be eating quite a bit of it. So what would you give your what's it called again?
As you can tell, I'm not used to being on camera.
The Tipsy Lard.
Oh, 4 or 5.
4 or 5? Okay, so again, highly rated. The way I do my scales is 3 is what I would expect from Disney. If I was comparing it to a normal average restaurant at home, I'd probably say 2 or 2.5 maybe. I expected a little bit more from Disney than from most places. So 3 for me is actually a little bit better than average, but it's for Disney average. So there's that. Okay, so that is Scotland. The cheddar cheese soup, the filet mignon. I give if the filet mignon had been medium rare, it would have been a 5. It's just a little bit less. So a 4.5 there, and probably a 4.5 just because it is, the thick soup.
I probably agree with that. I would do a 4 or 5 on the filet mignon and the soup as well.
Yeah, and your ice wine?
About a 4.
4?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 there too. Ice wines tend to be rated a little higher just because they are so sweet.
It's one of the few that I like. That one.
So. But this one tastes more like alcoholic apple juice. Not a cider, but apple wine. So it's that. Yes, and she has a nice shirt on. Bad and boozy.
Go Etsy. Etsy has the best
It's
stuff.
on Etsy. Yeah, I just have my wishes shirt. Okay, so we are doing the Almond Orchard, hosted by Blue Diamond, Almond Breeze, as well as Patagonia, also known as Argentina and assorted other countries in that area. So first off, we have, as I said, the Almond Orchard. And what we have there is two things. They have quite a bit, but we just chose the two. We have the Moet and Chardon Brut Rose Imperial Champagne, as well as the Banana Almond Soft Serve Sundae with fresh berries and a chocolate crunchy chocolate oats. So as you see here, we have these two right here. So let's start off, and again, we're doing it backwards. We're doing sweet, then savory, because who doesn't want to eat their dessert first? So there's that. Okay, so I'm not expecting huge amounts from this. That's banana.
It's delicious.
That's banana. So I'm just a point of reference. I'm not a huge fan of banana flavored things. I eat bananas. I like bananas. I just don't like banana flavored things. It's just sort of the way it works. So unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of this. I was kind of expecting like soft serve with bananas or something along those lines, not banana flavored ice cream. I like the little crunchies. I like the berries contrasting with the vanilla. And as you see, Mrs. Tasel likes it quite a bit. So there's that. It's just not my thing, which is fine. You know, everyone has different tastes. Everyone enjoys different things. So unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to give it probably a 1.5, maybe a 2 if I'm lenient. Just I'm not a fan.
I would say a 3. It's not amazing, but it's good.
Okay, so there's that. And then we also have the champagne, which I'm also not a huge fan of. But
it's a champagne.
I had to try it.
It's a rosé champagne, so it's a little different from your typical champagne.
Yeah, so it has a little bit more of the complexities and everything else. My big problem with champagnes usually is that they're very yeasty flavored. They're not. They're not very complex. At least not as far as my palate's considered. Also not a fan of this one. It's yeasty. You definitely taste that with the bubbles and everything else. So I'm not going to give that. I'm probably going to give that a 2 as well. It's what I expect from a champagne.
I would give it a 2.5 because I just had an amazing rosé and a good champagne at the Mediterranean tasting, and comparing these to it, it's probably about a 2.5.
Okay. So neither of us are really really enjoying that all that much. She's enjoying the Sunday quite a bit more than me, but such is the way it is. Over at Patagonia, we have 3 different things. We have the beef empanada. We've had that before. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it quite a bit last time. We also got both alcoholic beverages. We got the Burnham Pinot Noir, as well as the Malbec that they offer. I'm pretty sure I remember which one's which, because unfortunately,
we'll figure it out.
They're pretty close. Malbec is usually a little bit darker, so I'm assuming this is the right one.
Yeah, this is the Pinot Noir.
Yeah, this is the Malbec. Nice chalky notes. A little bitter. Not too bad. Not a lot of fruit flavors. Usually with Malbecs, you tend to get some fruit flavors out of it. A little dry. Pretty good overall. About what I expect from a Disney wine, but nothing amazing. Probably just give this a 3 out of it. That's still banana.
Just with the berries.
Yes, the berries are delicious, but I can't get past the mental image of me eating banana puree baby food. Not a fan. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But again, so the Malbec, I'm giving a 3, a solid 3. Average for Disney Resort, and go from there. The Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir. We have some of our friends from the previous tasting over there. So we got the Pinot Noir.
Ooh, I like the Malbec.
I'm actually liking the Pinot Noir. A lot more complex than the Malbec in terms of its different flavors and complexity and stuff. Not, you know what? It's a little bit more bitter on the back end. Probably only giving a 3.5 or something along those lines. I know that Mrs. Tasel enjoyed it quite a bit more, but as I'm thinking about it, probably just 3. It's probably all the banana flavor in my mouth that might be throwing me off, but not enjoying it quite as much. Next up, we have the beef empanada. So this is enjoyable. I've enjoyed it quite a bit. If you have a place that does beef empanada nearby us, you can probably skip this, but unfortunately I don't have anything nearby that I'm at least aware of. Pastry is nice and flaky. Beef is very flavorful. You don't have any big chunks. It's very well spiced. Probably giving it a 3.5, maybe a 3.75. Not quite a 4. But yeah, overall, quite enjoyable. Definitely warrants getting it again for the next the next year. So yeah, I would say not quite a 4, but I think in the past I've rated it a 4, but yeah, 3.75. So 3's for the wine over at Patagonia. Just under a 4 for the beef empanada.
I give it a 3.5.
3.5 for you as well? Okay.
A little drunk over here.
Yeah. So that's Patagonia. That is also the Almond Orchard. There's actually a bunch more over at the Almond Orchard, but we only got a couple things because we did just have a giant meal, which hopefully I'll be posting here as well. But yeah, if you want to see everything that's over here at the Food and Wine Festival at EPCOT, take a look down in the description when this is posted up on YouTube. You'll find it, but you can also just go over to the Disney Food blog and take a look there, and you'll see what's available. I'll try to make sure to put a link down below before. We are in the Odyssey Center. It's all decked out in lovely EPCOT 35 sort of motif. And we have a couple of items here. We have 2 flights. So we have the Eastern Florida flight, which is the MIA Beer Company Golden Ale. We got a Blonde Ale, a Chocolate Stout. Over here we have the Western Florida flight, which is the Passion Wheat, the Farmhouse Ale, and a Pale Ale. And we also have a Scotch Egg. Never had a Scotch Egg before, so it'll be interesting. So before I do the beers and everything else, I'm going to try out this Scotch Egg thing. Apparently it is just a sausage-wrapped egg, hard-boiled egg that's been fried.
Oh my god, that smells so good.
Let me see here. How are you supposed to eat this?
So
it's actually cold, believe it or not. Yeah, you don't have to watch me eat this. You can listen to her.
This smells like chocolate milk. Oh my god, it smells so good. That might be one of the best stouts that I've ever had.
Okay, you can't hold my phone. No holding my phone. She's not allowed to hold my phone.
I've had a lot of alcohol already, so just saying.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so you were saying about this,
Oh, so it does definitely taste like chocolate milk with that beer kick to it. I would immediately order or buy a 6-pack of this if available.
So that's her beer review here. Scotch egg tastes like breakfast, pretty much. It's like a breakfast sausage wrapped in a hard-boiled egg. Pretty good. Yeah, first Scotch egg.
I haven't
You loved
tried
it
it
too?
yet, but I'm a little nervous.
No, you can,
But they are good.
you're enjoying it.
I will try it.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. They are cold.
So if they don't cook too much, and then you open it and the eggs runny.
A little bit runny, yeah.
Like like a soft-boiled egg.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is
So this is cold dish, even though it's fried, which is a little strange.
Oh, it's weird.
But it definitely reminds me of breakfast. Just like hash browns and eggs and sausage and everything else. Quite good.
If it
I'll
wasn't
give it a
cold, I
3.
think I'd like it better.
If it was a little warmer, yeah, same thing here. If it was so a little bit warmer, would have been good.
one of those English things.
Yeah.
A
I'm
little
just
bit
gonna
warmer.
drink my milk stout and
Yes.
enjoy that.
So pretty good. As I was saying before, 3.5 probably for me. 3. You know, I'll say if it was warm, it was a 3.5. Cold, probably a 3. It would have been nice if it was a little runny in the inside, more soft boiled. But what would you say here, Mrs. T's?
I give it a 3. It was tasty. Same thing though. If it was warm, it would probably be a 3.5 or a 4 for me.
Okay, so that is that. I'm going to start here on the ales. I'm going to leave the chocolate milk stout for last because it's going to be a much more
It's not
dark
as,
flavor.
It's not as heavy as you're thinking it will be.
But still, it's going to be more bitter than the blondes.
Yes.
So I don't want to mess up my palate with
It's not
that.
bitter.
Okay, so we're going to choose the wheat. Fine, more coffee, more hoppy. Critics. Okay, so we have passion wheat here. Now, again, just to caveat this, if you watched the earlier stuff, I'm not a big, huge beer person, but such as things are. You gotta enjoy stuff. Actually, that's not bad. It also has. What's it? Everything tastes like raspberry today. I could definitely drink a lot of that. Actually, let me phrase it. I could drink that. I don't know about a lot of it. It's light. It's not too heavy. Give it a 2.5, 2.75 maybe. There's some beers that I do get rate pretty highly. That's not one of them, but definitely pretty good. Okay, so this is the Trempernick Farmhouse Ale. Doesn't have much flavor. Tastes just like a wheat beer for that one. So give that one a 2. It's what I expect from a normal, average wheat beer. Next one is the Citra Pale Ale, and then we'll go over to the Mrs. Tasel for her review of these. Ooh, that one's good. It reminds me of the Hoffenweizen over in Germany. The nice citrus really comes through. I don't think I could drink a lot of that just because it's so sour. But I like the flavor. I could definitely drink a bottle of that, no problem. I'll give that one probably a 3.5. And not from this test. So for these 3, we have the first one was the Passion Wheat, the J-Dub Passion Wheat. What do you got there?
I would give that a 3.5. It's really delicious.
3.5.
The Farmhouse Ale, probably only about a 2. And the Pale Ale, a 2. I did not care for it.
Okay, so that's the first flight. Again, just go down. Those are the different things that we had there. Okay, so next up here, we have the Eastern Florida flight, which is the MIA Beer Company 305 Golden Ale, the Helleland Brewing Company Blonde Ale, the Florida Beer Company Passport 35 Triple Chocolate Milk Stout. So all of those. Okay, so the first one here we have the Golden Ale. Huh. That's not what I expected. I would have to say this one. For a like a blonde sort of ale, it's pretty complex. I'm definitely more hoppy and everything else. Probably give it a 3. I could definitely see myself eating that alongside or drinking that alongside like food and other stuff. Yeah, I'll give that one a 3. Next one up is the actual blonde ale, the from another Florida one. All these here are from Florida. So let's see here. That's more what I expect from a blonde ale. Not as much flavor as the other one. Probably give that one a 2. It's what I expect. So, okay. So now this chocolate milk stout, which was being raved about just a second ago. Oh, it smells like chocolate milk too.
I thought yours tasted more alcohol.
It tastes like chocolate milk. Wow, that's really good. Wow, it's really good. I might have to give that a 4. I'm not a beer person, but it's like I'm drinking a dark chocolate beer, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm gonna give that one a 4. Okay, so it's over to Miss Tasel for the Eastern Florida flight stuff here. So this is the Golden Ale, the 305 Golden Ale.
Probably about 3. It's a little smooth, not so bad, not very bitter.
Really, you thought that was bitter?
Not very bitter.
Not very bitter. Okay.
The Company Blonde. More of a 2.5. I'm not really a hoppy person. It tastes very hoppy.
Yeah, I give that one a 2.
And then the amazing chocolate milk stout. I can drink this all day long. Although it's a stout, so really that means 2 beers. Definitely a 4 or 5.
Okay, so that is the stuff here from the craft beer and the festival center little area. Again, this whole area has been decked out in the background. There's 35 anniversary stuff. They've been playing old movies from the EPCOT 35. Food and white hoodies?
Food and white hoodies.
So we may end up getting a food and white hoodie.
I have a hoodie addiction. I totally have a hoodie
Yeah, hoodies and purses, not so much shoes. Yes. So as you see in the background, they've been doing all these different old models and old videos of. I see her there. Doing stuff, which has been quite nice backdrop. We're going to continue on here. We do have, as I said, that 6 o'clock dinner, so we're trying to get as much done as possible. And see you guys soon.